Okay, so let's talk about Baker Mayfield then. Ryan, when you look at his situation and the landscape of the NFL at this point in time, what's the best landing spot for Baker Mayfield for you?
Yeah, I don't know why Breech doesn't want Jimmy G, as handsome as he is, going to Cleveland with an opportunity to play football. Who knows where that's going to end up? But weird flex by Breech. You can see a lot of those weird flexes, Jeremy, in the Pick Six podcast. To answer your question about Baker Mayfield, who I'm now the president of the Baker Mayfield fan club somehow.
Apparently.
The Seahawks. And I don't think Breech will disagree with that because, as Breech just noted a moment ago, when you have Geno Smith and Drew Lock and Jacob Eason, who they signed last season, ahead of you on the depth chart, that's an easy climb to the number one spot as a starting quarterback in Seattle. And it's hard to figure out what the short-term plans are for Pete Carroll and John Schneider there in Seattle. With this setup, after you move on from a future Hall of Famer Russ Wilson, you have the opportunity to build around these guys. You got some running backs in the draft, Ken Walker. You got some offensive line helping Abe Lucas and Charles Cross, but you're missing the quarterback. And I think Baker Mayfield, fresh start, it's a cliche, I get it, but it would be a fresh start. A coaching staff that embraces the running game, we know that. That's part of the reason Russ left. And that plays into all the things that Baker Mayfield does well. Get healthy, have some support around you. They're trying to make that defense better than it has been in recent years in Seattle. The problem, of course, is that you play in that division that's incredibly tough. The good news is it doesn't feel like your coach is trying to sabotage you by throwing you out there injured and refusing to have guys block for you.
Yeah, Wilson, I'm going to say one thing about that. I absolutely agree with it, but I don't want to steal your answer, so I'm going to think outside the box a little bit here. I'm going to say the Tampa Bay Buccaneers as the best landing spot for Baker Mayfield. It's an offense that loves to throw the ball. I know what you're thinking, Tom Brady. Well, guess who's not under contract after the 2022 season? Tom Brady. He's probably not going to be in Tampa after this year. So what are the Buccaneers going to need? They're going to need a quarterback to replace Tom Brady. And who better than Baker Mayfield? If your options are Kyle Trask, Blaine Gabbert, Ryan Griffin, or Baker Mayfield, I think I know who I'm going with in 2023, and that's Baker Mayfield. And you look at that division, it's a very winnable division. Ryan, you were just talking about how if he goes to the Seahawks, that's going to be tough to win no matter who your quarterback is in Seattle. Even if you still had Russell Wilson, I'm not sure you're winning that division. You go to the NFC South, you're Baker Mayfield, you're playing for Tampa Bay, you might win the division title the next 5 years, depending on how those other teams fare at the quarterback position. So, yeah, I think the Buccaneers would be an interesting landing spot for Baker.
Off the radar pick. I like it, Breech. Also, too, there's been reports that perhaps even the Minnesota Vikings might be looking at a deal for Baker Mayfield. John Breech, Ryan Wilson, two of the brilliant minds on the Pick Six podcast, discussing a couple of the hot stories surrounding quarterbacks in the league as we get set for mandatory minicamps opening up on Tuesday. And you can hear both gentlemen on the Pick Six podcast, your daily fix. The latest episode's a mailbag, and they're discussing which team can make a Bengals-type leap in 2022, and is Deshaun Watson a top 5 quarterback? Download and follow the Pick Six podcast wherever you get your podcast audio.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.